Okay, number 8. This is a scale factor problem, and this one was pretty tricky. So it tells us that rectangle ABCD, this one right here, is similar to rectangle EFGH, which is right here. The second rectangle is a scaled copy of the first. That means it's the same shape, just larger. It says the scale factor is 3 5/10. Is it an enlargement or a reduction? Well, because 3 5/10 is our scale factor and it's greater than 1, I know it has to be an enlargement. So I'm going to write that in. Now, part B says based on the dimensions, what's the area of this triangle right here? Well, rectangle, sorry. So here's my rectangle. Before I can find the area, I have to figure out the length of the sides. I knew that this was 10, and we have to multiply this by 3 5/10. So, I mean, well, let me just think about this. 10 times 3 gives me 30. 10 times 0.5, or a half. What's half of 10? 5. So this would be 35 inches. Now, this from E to H, I'm going to find that the same way. Well, actually, there's 2 different ways I could do it. I could say, okay, well, here's my 5, and I'm going to multiply it by my scale factor of 3.5. Or I could say, well, hey, look, if this was 10 and the larger length was 35, well, I know that 5 is just half of 10. So if I cut this in half, that should give me the length I need here. And if I do it, so watch, if you wanted to do it the quick way, we could say, okay, what's 35 divided by 2? Well, I know that 17 times 2 would give me 34, and I still have 1 left over, so it would actually have to be 17 5/10. Okay, so now I have my base and my height, but it's asking me to find the area. To do that, I need to multiply. How are we going to do this? Let's put the 17 5/10 on top. Okay, so let's multiply 5 by 5 gives us 25. Drop the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 2 is 37. Drop the 7, carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So I get 875 on top. Now, because I'm using my tens place here, I'm going to add a 0 here. 3 times 5 is 15. Drop the 5, carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. Drop the 2, carry the other 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. So I get that below. Now let's add 5. This gives me 12. Carry the 1. There's a lot of things you have to know how to do to get this one. 2 plus 8 plus 1 is 11. Drop the 1, carry the 1. And 1 plus 5 is 6. So 6,125, except I have 1 digit to the right of my decimal. So I actually have to bring my decimal back 1 this way. So my answer would be 612 5/10. And if you want to be fancy, you should say inches squared, because we're talking about area. If that doesn't mean anything to you, then that's fine as well.